often take nation-states as an unquestionable fact of life. The reality is that it's a human invention, barely 500 years old, a fraction of the 150,000 years we have been on the planet. The human suffering from the arbitrary borders of today's nation-states is visible all around us. Refugees drowning at sea, unable to cross that final line to safety. The proliferation of xenophobia. Millions denied the opportunity to thrive due to the lottery of birth. What have many of our wars been about? Territory. Nation-states are based on clear and defined territory. This is mine, that is yours. Someone, somewhere, has claimed virtually every piece of land on this planet. But guess what? Half of the surface of the planet is unclaimed. That's right. La moitié de la surface de la planète n'appartient à aucun État. As I'm sure you all remember from your geography lessons, our ocean covers 2/3 of our planet. It really should be called Planet Ocean and not Planet Earth. The project that I want to talk to you about today touches on where nation-states stop. And where nation-states stop is within 200 nautical miles of their shores. The rest of the ocean is stateless and is available. And this is an amazing opportunity for humanity to redream society. I've made it my life's mission to make it possible for humanity to live sustainably on the ocean. It is my fundamental belief the ocean is the next frontier that will allow humanity to reorganize itself in new, open, and dynamic societies. My team and I are building cities that will float on the ocean. These floating cities will be entirely self-sustaining. They'll be autonomous from land. This is not just about exploring and finding new territory or creating micronation states. We are talking about entire new ways of organizing society with no fixed borders, no divisions, and no limitations. These floating cities are designed to constantly reconfigure. If you are unhappy with your current community, or you just have a sense of adventure, you simply detach your house and float to where your heart takes you. If you don't find the community that you're looking for, you can just keep expanding and finding what fits for you. So what our team is currently working on touches on a very, very wide variety of systems. We primarily are interested in all of the nexus of food, water, energy, waste, and even governance. But this is not just about technology. This is about people first, and how we will find a way to live in harmony with each other as well as the environment. In our project, we tap the wisdom of philosophers, architects, artists, engineers, designers, and ordinary people who are interested in this seasteading vision. Now, this vision is made more urgent due to one new fact: sea level rise. Coastal nations today are under threat from the rising sea. Many coastal cities will lose their habitable land within the next few decades. Others will be entirely overcome by the sea. For me, this is one of the big global challenges that I'm interested in solving. Experts are estimating, the United Nations is estimating that by 2035, we're talking about 1 billion climate refugees. Floating cities will be one of the solutions to this unprecedented crisis that is facing humanity. We need to take bold steps. This is not just science fiction. We're talking about, I'll give you an example, a 1 kilometer long airport, floating airport that was built and tested in Tokyo Bay in 2000. That's nearly 20 years ago. Just last year, a 3.6 hectare floating natural gas plant was launched off the coast of Australia. There are floating projects, floating infrastructure that are being deployed all over the world today. Just this morning, I met one of your top architects here in France, Jacques Rougerie. He's been talking about l'âge des Mériens, la civilisation des Mériens, and he just came back from China. And he says, Marc, this is happening all over the world. We are talking about every country being interested in floating infrastructure for many reasons. So Jacques says is because we as humans there's something that the ocean, that's attracting us to the ocean. Other countries are interested because they need to deal with sea level rise. So what this all means for us is that we need to come together and find ways to get out of our silos. We have climate scientists on one end saying one thing. We have politicians with a very short and narrow window in which they want to operate. We've got financiers who don't know how we're ever going to be able to finance this. We're talking about between now and 2100, the year 2100, $100 trillion worth of infrastructure is going to be impacted. The city of Miami just paid $500 million for pumps. They pump. They believe that they will be able to pump the water back to the ocean. That may not work. We're talking about the state of Louisiana last week. Voted a budget, unanimous budget, $50 billion US over 50 years, $1 billion a year for this sort of infrastructure. So what we're trying to do is really, what I'd like to invite you to do is join hearts and minds and try to embrace the opportunities that the ocean offers, to build new and vibrant communities that will be much more welcoming of the diversity of the people that currently are living in only 193 nation states. I invite you to journey back to our roots. We came from the ocean, and we will go back to the ocean. Merci. Thank you. Thank you.